I'd like to begin the discussion concerning black women in history by saying that the fact that we are discussing her separate from black men proves that discussion is out of order and we are outside of the cultural container of our original development. If we were within the cultural container of our original development, we would not discuss her out of context with discussing the man. Because no more than we would discuss one half of a peach or one half of an orange without consideration of the other half. We're not talking about one thing dependent on the other thing. We're talking about something that balances the other thing and makes it whole.
I've been looking for a fight, all the trouble that I know, trying to lose the world inside, but it's got no place to go. Oh, I'm on dangerous at the whim of my command. I've been searching for an angle, for a cause I can't defend. Oh, take me, let me go all day, just beat it till I know, till I know that the riot's gone away. I've been haunted all my life, on the brink of something close. People know that I ain't right. No, I'm grappling with a ghost. Oh, I'm on dangerous, and I'm deafened by the fray, waiting for the day I'm able, and I set it on its way. Oh, take me, let me go all day, just beat it till I know that the riot's gone away.
Because the Africans believe in a form of balance, you could not solely be a king, a god without a goddess. You can't be a goddess without a god. Because the Africans saw man and woman balancing each other and couldn't see one without the other.
Let me go all day, just beat it till I know that the riot's gone away. I heard it for a moment now, I hear it coming and be quiet. I heard it for a moment now, the riot's gone.
Now you can see why there was no misunderstanding and no gay or sadness in relationship to sex until foreigners came. What you gonna be confused about? You can look at the design of a woman, look at the design of a man and understand they were literally designed so that certain things can fit.
But man and man was designed that way.
You know, you're talking a lot, and I can see what you're saying about the anarchy and the whole trip about that with the SDS, and yet, like, you and the people around you seem to be, like, always in danger. You know, you could be killed as you walked out of here, because this happened to a lot of people in the Black Panthers and all the black movements. And, like, can you be sure that your movement, are you strong enough now, you know, that are you going to go on? Is the Black Panthers, if you are killed, will the breakfast program go on just on a, you know, day-to-day type level?
Well, last year we started 3 Breakfast for Children programs. And this year we gave those 3 to the people, and they're running those Breakfast for Children already.
The people.
Right. And our whole program is geared toward educating the mass of the people. And that free health clinic that we have, the people in the community are going to run that clinic. And after a while, we're going to give them that clinic, and we're going to move on to higher levels. Because we understand the difference between the vanguard and the people. We're not going to practice imperialism. We're going to keep out there setting up some new examples, some new revolutionary programs that the people can basically relate to, because basically people are progressive and basically people are revolutionary. We're not worried about them killing anybody, because I think that, you know, they jailed Huey P. Newton, and they ran Cleve out the country, Elvis Cleve out the country, and they jailed Bobby Seale, and we got David Head up there now, who's very capable, most capable of running the Black Panther Party, and they can just take all of them they want to. We always want to have someone to fulfill that position, because that's the type of organization the Black Panther Party is. We don't produce buffoons, we produce leaders. And everybody in the Black Panther Party, on any type of cadre, he's becoming a leader. We can, our minister, deputy minister of health in the state of Illinois, can run the Black Panther Party, and so can anybody on this cadre. So all that they're involved in is an excursion in futility, because anybody that tries to deal with wiping out the leadership of the Black Panther Party is dealing with a time wasting. It's a futile effort to seize some type of power that can never be seized, because it's a type of flowing power, and it's a type of unending flow of his power. Every time somebody moves, we're just producing more and more people, you know. And you know how the story goes. They had a chance. Wiping out power is what's got them in the mess they're in now. Wiping out power is that's what's got the Black Panther Party on their asses, you know, because they wiped out so much power. So I think they're about tired of wiping out power. They wiped out Martin Luther King, and they wiped out Malcolm X, you know what I mean? And they wiped out all these people, and these people were produced. So I think that in the near future, you'll see programs initiated by the government that they'll probably have the CIA protecting people like us. Because when they wiped out Huey P. Newton, Elvis Cleaver popped up, I know very well that they said we wish to God that we had have kept Huey P. Newton on the scene, because this motherfucker's out of his mind.
In 1966, the Black Panther movement was founded. Prominent among the founders were Bobby Seale, who is its president, and Huey Newton, after Eldridge Cleaver, probably its best-known champion. In recent months, of course, the Newton wing expelled Eldridge Cleaver, who is living in Algeria, so that the Seale-Newton wing is nowadays supreme. Meanwhile, the Black Panthers have turned their backs officially on violence as a means of accomplishing whatever it is they propose to accomplish, concerning which we will in due course be enlightened. Huey Newton, you will remember, was tried and convicted of killing a policeman, specifically of involuntary manslaughter. The slogan, Free Huey Newton, was to the late 60s what the slogan, Who Promoted Perez, was to the early 50s. The higher court reversed the verdict on a technicality, and Mr. Newton was tried twice more, the trial resulting in each case in a split jury. Finally, the presiding judge gave up, and Huey Newton is free. His mother is from Louisiana, his father from Arkansas, and he is the youngest of 7 children. He was schooled in Oakland, where he now lives. His first book was called To Die for the People, and imminently he will publish his autobiography, which is called Revolutionary Suicide, a concept I shall now ask Mr. Newton please to explain.
I'll explain it, but if I may impose upon you, I have a friend who's almost dying for me to ask this question. If you will. The question is, during the Revolution of 1776, when the United States of America broke away from England, my friend would like to know, what side would you have been on during that time?
I think probably I would have been on the side of George Washington. I'm not absolutely sure, because it remains to be established historically whether what we sought to prove at that point might not have been proved by more peaceful means. On the whole, I'm against revolutions. So I think as revolutions go, that was a pretty humane one.
Yeah, you're not such a bad guy after all. My friend will be surprised to hear that. No, he's listening.
His assumption was what?
Well, he was puzzled, but I think that he was inclined to believe that you've been on the side of the colonizers of England. But I'm pleased with the answer, and I agree with you. The only revolution that was worth fighting is a humane revolution, and
also one that succeeds.
Pardon me?
Also one that succeeds.
Yes, right.
Because
eventually.
I feel that if King George had captured George Washington, he would have had the right to hang him.
According to the law.
Yeah.
But revolutions always, in some ways, contradict some laws. That's why it's called revolution.
Well, revolutionary justice is its own justice, isn't it?
Yes, and of course it always professes to go under some human right or humane consideration. And I think that we can judge revolution on the basis of how much, in fact, or objectively, people are given a fair, dealt with in a fairer way, and are given more freedom. I think that one of my principles is that contradiction is the ruling principle of the universe, and everything in phenomena, whether it's the physical world or the biological world or the social world, has its internal contradiction that gives motion to things, that internal strain. And much of the time that we Homo sapiens don't realize that no matter what sort of conditions we establish, no matter what government we establish at this point, there also will be that internal contradiction that will have to be resolved, and resolved in a rational, just way. And of course that leads us somewhat, it's very vague on how to deal with it. And many times we claim actions are revolutionary, but really they're not. So I appreciate your answer, and I would agree with that part of it.
Yes, ma'am.
You constantly speak of injustice in the country. Look at the injustice that you're doing to these people. Let America be the way it should be. What do you want to separate everyone for? What is the purpose of that? That's not this country.
First, miss, you said let America be what it should be. Should is the conditional. And the conditions now, ma'am, the conditions are that America is separate. You have 2 million Indians on reservations, Indian women being sterilized. You have 30 million blacks unemployed, unemployable.
Whites and Jews and
look,
all different types of people.
Jews have organizations and leaders looking out for their concerns. Whites have organizations and leaders looking out for their concerns. As a black person, I reserve the right to look out for the concerns of my own people. And if we all look out for the concerns of our people and do justice by our people and by one another, then possibly America might be conditionally what you think it ought to be, but I really don't think you got that amount of time.
You said about South Africa, we give him, that is to say white people, 24 hours to get out of town by sundown. That's all. If he won't get out of town by sundown, we'll kill every white that ain't right that's in sight in South Africa. We kill the women, we kill the children, we kill the babies, we kill the blind, we kill the cripple, we kill them all. We kill the faggot, we kill the lesbian, we kill them all. You say, why kill the babies in South Africa? Because they're going to grow up and oppress our babies, so we kill the babies. Are you seriously presenting yourself as a man interested in the future of your people with this kind of rhetoric?
I'm just as interested in the freedom of my people as I am in the self-determination or the Kujichagulia, self-development, them being self-defining, self-respecting, and self-defending. If the white man has killed millions of our people and you cannot deny the undeniable and indisputable and irrefutable truth, fact, proof, and history of their bloodshed there in South Africa. I said it would be merciful if they would leave. I don't agree with a government, a sham government. No man walks out of prison after 27 years and becomes the president unless there's a script and a plan behind the scene to remove the economic sanctions from whites in South Africa, but no real plan for redistribution of the wealth. The Oppenheimers, the De Beers, and others, they're sucking the blood of our people. So I said, be merciful. Give them a period of time. Truman gave the Japanese a period of time. But when they didn't comply, he dropped the bomb on men, women, children, and babies.
What it means, what it doesn't. For the second time in American history, a black man takes the office of U.S. President. A fact not thought possible just a few years ago. The re-election of Barack Hussein Obama to the nation's highest office is indeed a watershed moment and a tribute to a man who is a true master of the game of politics. Few politicians could have prevailed against the headwind bearing down upon him, a mobilized and highly motivated opposition. The monetary windfall of campaign riches made possible by the Supreme Court Citizens United ruling and the candidacy of an exceedingly wealthy and utterly ruthless opponent, Mitt Romney. Despite occasional setbacks, few politicians, black or white, have had careers so blessed. But the conditions of black Americans could hardly be called blessed. By all the measurements by which we rank life, blacks rank at the bottom, where life is a nightmare. Health, education, employment, life expectancy, mortality, incarceration, you name it. The figures betray a life at the margin, lives at the bottom. Moreover, it is unrealistic to expect any change for the better in 4 years, no matter who is president nor what color he is. Them's the facts. It is a great and remarkable symbol that a black person is elected and re-elected to the presidency. It is a dazzling spectacle, yet it remains a spectacle. The lives of everyday black folk are just as grim as they were 4 years ago. They still must seek a way out of the prison that is America. A new dark-skinned warden doesn't change that. Education will still be a dizzying maze for millions of children who leave school bitter and uneducated. The police are a repressive presence all day long, making life unbearable. And behind it all stands what legal scholar Michelle Alexander calls the new Jim Crow, a system of oppressive containment on a scale that the world has never seen. A one-day celebration and 4 more years of hell. From imprisoned nation, this is Mumia Abu-Jamal.
These commentaries are recorded by Noel Hanrahan of Prison Radio.
There was Jesus standing there, and he knew that the Roman Empire seemed to be all powerful. He knew that he was no man of great political power. He controlled no government. He was not even a mayor. He was not in any university. What did he have? Where did his strength lie? It lay in some great spiritual force, which in fact was to turn the world upside down. The very Romans who were in charge of the world, they were the people who were to become the first major European force that was to become subverted by Christianity. Do you know what they felt as they sat there and they looked out at these Christians, these ridiculous people who believed in life after death and things like that, and they looked at them and they saw them going to the lion, some of them with smiles on their faces. Do you know what it is to have all the power in the world and sit there shaking, and to see men strong enough to face lions? Then you become aware of an enormous power on earth, a tremendous moral force. That moral force fades in and fails in people when they lose a sense of their worth. And they lose a sense of their worth when they begin to crucify their imagination. They begin to destroy something inside of them by constantly brooding on the worst aspects. You must be aware of the terror of your world. No doubt about that. You cannot go about in a dream. But the terror of the world is what should give you strength. That is the test of faith, the test of force. It is not something that is supposed to defeat you. It is something that is supposed to push you into a new life, a new situation. Everything that you possess, all the imagination and energy and faith must be brought to bear when you face that darkness. It is not intended for the human to succumb in darkness. It is intended for the human to rise and transcend over darkness. That is the meaning of the resurrection and the life. If we did not do that, if the black had not done that, the black would have disappeared, because no attempt to destroy a race has been so continuous, so systematic, so extraordinary, and yet that race survives. It not only survives, but it speaks with fantastic new vigor and power and confidence. Something that reminds me very much of Césaire in his great poem, Return to My Native Land, as he ends with these words, or words similar to these. It is not out of hatred or envy of any race that I proclaim the greatness of my own. It is because I know that no race has a monopoly of genius, intelligence, invention. It is because I know that the race of man is far from finished, that there remains a great deal to be done in the world. The race of man is only just beginning, and there is room for all of us at the rendezvous of history. Thank you.